Evening. It's 8 o'clock on a Sunday. Regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man, he's sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. He says, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody. I hope you are. And you got us feeling all right. We got so much. Now, John at the bar, he's a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free. And he's quick with a joke, like he'll light up your smoke. But there's some place that he'd rather be. He said, John, I believe this is killing me. As a smile ran away from his face. Oh, I know I could be a big movie star if I could get out of this place. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you better be. You got us feeling all right. Now, Paul, he's a real estate novelist who never had time for a wife. And he's talking with Davy, who's still in the Navy, and probably will be for life. And the waitress is practicing politics as the businessmen, they slowly get stoned. Well, they're sharing a drink they call loneliness, but it's better than drinking alone. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la. Sing it now. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. It's a pretty good crowd for a Saturday in late Sunday in November. Are we still in November?
Yes, just
What day is it?
the 29th.
29th of November. And the manager, she fills me in and gives me a smile. I've got no time for this tonight. I've got to carry on. Because she knows it's me, oh yes, that we've been coming to see, to forget about life for a while. Oh man, the piano, it sounds like a carnival, and the microphone, it smells like a beer. And they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar. clever, you see. That's what marks me out from the lot of you.
Very clever.
I'm incredibly clever. And then there's the rest of you. Well, what can I
Get
say?
this camera in the right place. There we go.
Sorry, is the camera in the right
Camera's-
place? No, we don't care whether the camera's in the right place for you, Sue.
I do.
Nobody cares about that. Now, and I think you're all going to write to me and quite confirm that nobody cares
They do
about
care.
where the
They
camera
do
is
care.
for you.
Listen.
What?
Good evening.
Hello.
Wonderful to see you all. Thank you very much for braving the cold weather and the wet weather and just queuing
coming
up
out,
outside.
coming
Thank
out
you
and coming
so
into the
much.
room.
We appreciate that very much.
Because that is a big effort, I know that.
If you are just joining us for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. And
Stop a minute. I've just realised I've not hoovered this room for probably, I don't know how long now.
well, it's just as well I have then.
When did you do that then? No, you didn't.
I did.
Really? That's not been hoovered. That's not been hoovered since
No.
around about April. I would
No,
call it April.
I have hoovered in here, have you know? Okay, so you will notice that Barney is back and he's dressed ready for carol singing. He's
But what? Before we go any further, now Rachel and Claire. Rachel's been working. Some of you have known
Rachel's
she's
been
been working
working so
like
hard.
mad, working today, doing the switch on lights in Barrow in Furness, and she's doing a virtual program. It's fantastic, and she constructed this together with a few others, and the only thing she didn't do was juggle. And so
not sure.
well done, Rachel. There's Barney, and he's wrapped up. What was that?
That was the mug, the JV mug.
Oh, is it broken?
It's mine.
Yeah, put it over there. That shouldn't go anywhere near my piano. Right, so, and just
It's
while we're
my
talking
mug,
about that,
and
we're
it's
going to do, look, somebody, our dear friend from Prison Fellowship, you remember Peter Holloway? Peter sent in a picture because he wanted to do a quick impression of me and Owlie. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready in the technical department?
Yeah, that's it. So, send in
Peter.
your pictures
Right.
of wide-eyed Jonathan and Owlie,
Yeah.
and
now,
we'll put them up on the
and
screen.
now, for the
Not
first
now,
time ever,
for next week.
no,
Oh, right.
here,
That is such a scary thing.
this is called, the children, my children used to call it the Scary Daddy. And this was me doing Falstaff in 1993.
It was.
It was. And they made a model of it. They had to make a model. So look at this, the stomach and everything. Look at that.
That was the
You see,
costume that he wore. Well,
That was
a
the costume
replica
that I
of the
wore. And that's
costume.
what I looked like. I had black hair and everything. Right?
And a
There
black
it is.
beard.
And a black beard. And wide eyes, like
And
Owlie.
he's a bit worse for wear because the
See,
boys
there we
used
go.
to hurl him round the
Look
room.
at that. Yeah. But they were. I always used to. They were
In fact,
terrified of this.
I think they used to put it in Nick's bed to frighten him.
It's frightening. Yeah, I think they did.
They're so naughty.
And,
so naughty.
so
Anyway,
there's-
send your pictures in.
Send your
And we'll
pictures
put them
of
up
the
next
JV
week.
impersonation.
Yes.
Send it in, and we'll put them up next week. Try and form some collage, some happy Christmas. Anyway, I did a happy
Indeed.
Christmas to
Yes, I'm glad you like our Christmas tree. It's pretty, isn't it? Pretty?
you. Yeah. Well, we had we constructed it this afternoon.
We did. We did.
And it was
The granddaughter helped us.
Yeah.
And I've tidied it up a bit
Yeah.
since then because they were all in the same place around the middle as far as she could reach.
Now,
So-
before we kind of go into this is Christmas we're talking
is,
about,
it
okay?
is.
And so we're talking about Advent, the time where we think about the coming of Emmanuel. And I never ever hide from this being, this is I sing Christian songs, as you know. And so we celebrate the coming of Christ coming up now. And lots of people asked if I would sing this one. And I just went through it just before the programme and before
I
it
haven't
started.
given you all the verses because there are quite a few.
There are loads of them. But I just thought I'd just do a little Insta version, okay? O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel, that mourns in lowly exile here, until the Son of God appear. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to you, O Israel. O Oh come, great Lord of might, who to your tribes on Sinai's height in ancient times you'd give the law in cloud and majesty and all. Sing, rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to you, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to you, O Israel.
Lovely, lovely. I did think that it might be quite nice to have some Advent candles, but as you've just seen, anything could happen, and I didn't want the candles being knocked into the piano.
No.
So maybe
So
not.
there we are.
Maybe not.
That's the,
But that was
the famous
beautiful.
Advent
Just
carol.
beautiful, beautiful. A lot of people had that
think-
at their services today, I think.
It's the first Sunday Advent,
It's
wasn't
the
it?
first Sunday in Advent,
And
yes.
so
Beautiful.
those of you who haven't been to church or haven't been singing choirs, I often would do that one with my choir. I missed my choir this year. Those of you who are in my choir,
Yeah.
St Saviour's at St Guildford, and we have such a splendid time.
We do.
It's such a wonderful evening, but maybe next year. A lot has happened this week, and those of you who know, Sue has told you in a message on the Facebook group. But those who are not on the Facebook group, so Wednesday I have to go in to have a line put in here to have dialysis starting fairly soon. And my figures went down to 8, went back up to 9, but they decided that was that. And
Well, I think that the consultant didn't really want Jonathan sort of plunging into needing dialysis on Christmas Day, which is probably sensible. Probably.
So that's where we are now, and now we then have to do that 3 times a week. Those of you know how that's going to affect me. That was not 2 days of quite bad days. And I was just rowing this morning. Those of you who saw me, and I was trying to row and speak to you at the same time. Not possible,
not
really.
very
Not without
successful.
putting it in the camera. So I did 3,500 meters today, but that was. And I really did go for 20 minutes, hell for leather. But I played the album. We'll talk about that in a couple of seconds. And
Which
one of the
album
songs,
would that be then? Which
the
album would
album,
that be?
it might be
The
the
album,
Lockdown Sessions, Volume 1. I think Claire has asked for this one,
She
Claire
has.
Lawrence, and a lot of other people. You'll enjoy this version on the new album. I'm going to be playing quite a few songs from the album, just a little tasters for you to go on. You can go and find it on jonathanvera.com, and you can play little snippets. But I thought I'd play you a few songs from it as well. We've got a lot happening today. We're launching the You've Got a Friend. We've got Adrian Pinnock from the Isle of Wight who's going to talk to us. We've got so many things to talk about. And we've got you. And Sue's going to be taking she's going to be looking and tracing your messages.
Yep.
And if there's anything that you want to say, Sue, read it out. Read
shall.
out messages. Take notes as you're going. But this one, smile, though your heart is aching. And that was me this week. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness. Although a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Smile even though you're aching, smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness, but with tear may be ever so near. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile, smile, smile.
Lovely version.
And so many people actually in hospital at the moment coming out, and I remember people right at the moment, I think we haven't mentioned Sylvia Newman for some time, and Sylvia, we send you our love. We send love to Alan Slough.
We do.
We send love to David Hicks, who's going in on Wednesday to have an operation. We send love to the lady with the eye.
Penny Weeble.
Penny Webble.
Penny Weeble.
Weebles Womble. That one. Penny Weeble. Hello,
Weeble.
Penny. And I hope you
Erica with your hand.
Erica with your hand.
Graham Harrison
with your ongoing treatment for your cancer. So many people. We think of Leslie Sutton right now, who may not be listening, but we sent her out up in Altrincham. So many people who are going through stuff, and some not easy. Some is mendable, and some is actually going to be a long time. And it's those kind of people that we think of today. So I'm going to sing a few songs. I'm singing loads of songs from the album, so that you get an idea of what songs are coming on the albums. So we've got in the lockdown session, we've got Wonderful World, Fields of Gold, Autumn Leaves, All That Matters, When I Survey, Old Rugged Cross, Bring Him Home. Those kind of songs. So many. There are 13 songs in total. And
Piano Man, You've Got a Friend, and Go Peaceful.
Go Peaceful.
And The Lord Bless You.
And Lord Bless You and Keep You. All those songs are on there, and they are fantastic versions.
Oh.
If I can row 100 metres now, this one, people always ask me to sing it, so I'm going to sing it. God on high, hear my prayer, in my need. You have always been there. He's afraid. Let him rest. Heaven bless. Bring him He's like the son I might have known if God had granted me a son. The summers die one by one, how soon they fly. if I die, let me die. Let him live. Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him home.
Wow,
And that
quite sensational.
is number 3 on the track on the album.
Yes, something like that.
And those of you who haven't seen it yet in the album version, you can see it on Facebook or you can see it on YouTube. You can just put in subscribe to Jonathan Vera. We would love you to subscribe to Jonathan Vera, and you can see all my videos. There are loads and hundreds of videos on there of me and my songs that I've done over the years, and you can just go and have a look at that. Another song that's on there is I See Trees of Green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, oh, I love you. Forgot the chords. Well, I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. You'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And there's a beautiful flugelhorn player called Ralph Oliveira, and he plays a beautiful, stunning track. That is wonderful. Heard that this morning. Who was that for? Anybody you're going to be playing that for?
I think that I would like to dedicate that to Christine Andrews. Christine, it's going to be your birthday next Saturday, I believe, and you're going to be celebrating it on your own, as so often happens during these lockdown days. So that, my darling, was for you.
And happy birthday.
Happy birthday for
These are
next Saturday.
tricky days, aren't they? I mean, I think actually what's interesting is that looking at there are lots of lights on the horizon, people. All right, there are lots of reasons for hope as we sing these songs, and actually this lockdown album, somebody said it will be one of those things that we look back on, and we look at the front of that album. Can we put it up? Can we put it up? Because I think actually, I don't know whether we can. Just while I'm talking, just think if we can get the.
Yes, there it is.
There
well
it is.
Done.
Thank you,
On the ball.
Claire
well done, Rachel.
and Rachel. There's the lockdown session, and it's coming, Sue. What's the?
It will be delivered into my hot little hand, hopefully on Tuesday, which means I've then got a mountain of envelopes to stuff.
My sister Ruth will be coming over.
Ruth is coming over to help me, and we will plough our way through that, and I will stagger down to the sorting office with them, and they will be in hopefully your hot little hand by Thursday. If not Thursday, then on Friday. So, before we see you again next weekend, you'll have been playing it over and over again.
And the idea will be, those of you we've sent out those that sponsored this album, you do get that album free. Of course you do, all right? Mm-hmm. Those who've ordered many more, thank you so much, and we will talk about that later on. You can order and order and order. There are lots of people who've ordered 5 to give away to them. This kind of those that can't get out. It's quite useful. The JV shop is quite helpful in that respect. One thing I didn't say was about Chris Orange's book. I haven't recommended Chris Orange's book. Could you go and get it for me? Because one of the things we try and do on this show is champion the work of other people and charities or work that they do, particularly artists who've been having such a difficult time earning a living. You guys have helped us so much, and we've been so grateful. Other people haven't been so fortunate. Do you remember when Chris Orange came and he presented this book? He was talking about this book, and it was Beauty in the Wild. Beautiful photographs from around Britain, and just stunning pictures. A lot from Skye, a lot from up on the Isle of Skye. Look at these. I mean, they are wonderful. It's a real coffee table book, and it will help you. It will help you to just think about. A lot of people ordered them, and I just want to push his cause as well, because I just love pushing the cause of fellow artists who are trying to make a scrape a living in these times. For many of us, we won't be going back to work until June, and at very least. And with my kidneys as they are, who knows when that will be. But we can do shows. We will definitely be able to do shows, obviously. For a lot of people, things like this book by Chris Orange, Beauty and in the Wild, highly recommended by the Sunday Times and the Observer. We were going to get him in before Christmas.
And highly recommended by some people who ordered it as well.
Yes,
so they're already saying highly recommended.
Yeah, highly recommended. So,
beautiful.
So if you want information, I think it's Chris Orange. I think we will
if you put Chris Orange into Google, then you'll get his. There aren't many of you around, are they, Chris?
Chris Orange, okay? Not many names like that. Right, now here's one. Now, who was this for?
This is for a lady who wanted it because her mother died 10 years ago. Unfortunately, my dear, I don't know who it is that asked for it. All I got was that message. So, remembering your dear mum that you lost 10 years ago.
And the reason is, I get 1,000 messages from people on different platforms. So some come on Messenger, some come on email, some come on WhatsApp, some come... And I forget which ones we're about 5 different ones.
Excuses.
So I go try and find them. So whoever asked for this song by Elton John, your song, is
Let
for
me
you.
know who you are.
It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. Oh, I don't have much money. Boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. If I was a sculptor, but then again, no, or a man who makes potions in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, yeah, this one's for you. And you can tell everybody this is your song. Be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is when you're in the world. Well, I sat on the roof and I kicked off the moss. Well, a few of the verses, well, they got me quite cross. But the sun's been quite kind while I wrote this song. It's for people like you that keep it turned on. So excuse me for getting that these things I do, well, you see, I've forgotten if they're green or the blue. Anyway, the thing is, what I really need, yours are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen. And you can tell everybody this is a song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in the words how wonderful life is when you're in the world. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in the words how wonderful life is when you're in the world.
What's going on? Oh,
It's coming.
here we go.
Now, I wasn't going to do anything with this. I just suddenly
Gary,
decided. Who was it? Sally.
Sally and Roy.
Sally and Roy. And Sally and Roy, when he's having a bath, he listens to my
Travelling
Pilgrim.
songs.
Is it travelling songs?
Could you just mind my lovely Christmas tree, please, with that?
Yeah. Oh, look, I've just nicked it. Look, I've got, it's a decoration on the banjo. Look at that. I did that without even trying. Oh. Now, I haven't played the banjo for quite a bit, so forgive me. All right. Let me see if the banjo, it's never in tune.
And I'm sure this is going to be one that you can all join in with, is what I would say. Not the tuning bit, the song bit.
Not the tuning. The tuning, it will always be. It's a banjo, it's out of tune. And it goes like this. I got a home in glory land that outshines the sun. I got a home in glory land that outshines the sun. I got a home in glory land that outshines the sun, way beyond the blue. Do Lord, oh do Lord, oh do remember me. Sing it with me. Do Lord, oh do Lord, oh do remember me. Do Lord, oh do Lord, oh do remember me, way beyond the blue. Oh, I take Jesus as my Savior, you take him too. I take Jesus as my Savior, you take him too. I'll take Jesus as my Savior, you take him too, way beyond the blue. Sing it, man. I'll sing a harmony.
Do Lord, oh do Lord, oh do remember me. Do Lord, oh do Lord, oh do remember me. Do Lord, oh do Lord, oh do remember me, way beyond the blue.
If you cannot bear a cross, you can wear a crown. If you cannot bear a cross, you can't wear a crown. Oh, if you cannot bear a cross, you can't wear a crown. Way beyond the blue. Sing it now, so, oh yeah.
Do Lord, oh do
Lord, oh do remember me.
do Lord, oh do Lord,
oh do remember me.
do Lord,
Do Lord, oh do remember me. you, Sally. I wouldn't have done it for anybody else.
It is slightly better on the Travelling Songs album, or it's also on the Live in London.
I'm in London
one.
with my boys playing.
When we do it in the shows with the boys, it's a fantastic number. Actually, people really enjoy it. So, would you like me to remove that? Or are you okay?
Enjoyed it tonight.
Okay. Yes,
Right.
and I hope you joined in.
And another famous Christmas song. Seamlessly going from
I
that.
saw what you
see?
did there.
You see what I did there?
saw you did
Seamless. Okay.
This is for Kelly. You suggested this tonight, so well done, Kelly. It sounds beautiful. Enjoy.
Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of the dear Saviour's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till He appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, on night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, oh, night divine, oh, night divine. Truly He taught us to love one another. His Lord is love, and His gospel is peace. Chains shall He break, for the slave is our brother, and in His name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, let all within us praise His holy name. Christ is the Lord, and ever praise we His power and glory, evermore proclaim His power and glory, evermore proclaim. Now that was also for Simon Slater, who always loves that song.
He does. He
It's one of
does.
his favourites. Can I just point out, just before we
He's got a
started,
boo-boo.
a plaster. You see, there's a plaster there, and it slipped. I don't know. I think putting up this Christmas tree, I got a paper cut down the side, right down the side of the finger there, and it's killing me. It's absolutely caning, as my son would say. So that's it. Now,
that was lovely, and everyone enjoyed that. Lots of
any
hearts
messages?
rising up
Any
from
messages
that.
that come to mind?
Just people really enjoying the sort of mix of the Christmas
Yeah,
songs
but
and
any
everything else.
positive messages?
So several people have said that they think the exercise is obviously working. So you're obviously looking
Meaning what?
svelte.
You think... Sorry, I'm choking to death there. Before I get 50 for the line, I shall choke to death here live on camera. Probably best not. I'll tell you what I did see the other day. I'm sure it's on here somewhere. I'm going to find it for you because I need to find it. Can't remember who sent it to me now.
Just talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I hope so. John Barker, was it John Barker? No, it wasn't that funny. No, Gillian Doran, no. Uncle Tone, no. Lisa Graham, no. Well, that wasn't funny, definitely not. Jane Lee, here it is. Now, this goes straight into it. It seamlessly goes into the next item. I hate it when people act all intellectual and talk about Mozart. Well, they've never even seen one of his paintings. I like that.
And you're going into painting?
And I'm going into Mozart. What are you talking about? Going into painting. So
I'm just teasing
I can't.
you.
So, you know, people wanted a bit of Mozart, a bit of calm. You calm yet? Feel relaxed about that? Did you feel relaxed? Because I think Victoria Moyes says it when she did anything but. I mean, what? What trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised. The dead shall be raised incorruptible. That was a little bit of Handel for you, or from the Messiah. While to the patient of unity lays together, why do the people imagine of anything? Why do the nations rage so furiously together? Now that, I haven't sung the Messiah for a long time. Many years. Used to do it in my youth. But somebody did ask, and it was, who asked for it? It was
John Hillman.
Now,
Every week he asks for a bit of Verdi.
John, you have been persistent, if nothing else, and you wanted a bit of Verdi. There was. Well, I thought about playing the piano for you, you know. And I might play that, the march from Aida. This is from memory. I hope you. Yeah. Are you impressed?
I'm very impressed. I'm particularly impressed that you're doing your own programme as you go along. That's really impressive.
That's what I do. So, and here it is. And this one is for John Hillman, because I didn't play it last
Do you need me to turn
week.
for you, or are you okay?
It would be useful to come and turn for me. It's just one page, and it's difficult to sing. And it is very high, and I haven't sung this for literally years. But this is the one piece of Verdi I thought. I sung Verdi's Falstaff, but there's nothing suitable in there.
Better tell me when you want me to turn.
You'll see it.
Oh, yes, for sure.
By the way, sitting on the piano stool that my parents bought for me.
Thank you, Mum and Dad.
Thank you, Mum and Dad, if you're watching. I'll sing you a song in a bit later. And this is from La Traviata, you know, the one that goes. But that's the tenor. I'm not a tenor. I'm a baritone. And the baritone, J'ai mon père, he sings Papa Gemon. He sings a little ditty before he sings the big famous one, which I can't sing, it's too high for me. And it's Pure si come un angelo. And God in his grace, God in his great grace and in benevolence gave me a lovely daughter. And you don't need to know what it means. The thing is, it's a lovely, lovely version. Let's see if I can sing it. Well, I did years ago. I hope you enjoyed that. You can go and sit down now. There you go. And that's my little bit of opera for you. And that was especially also for John Hillman. No, John Dick.
Oh, John Dick.
John Dick up in Scotland, who's celebrating 11 years in his church as a pastor in that church. And John, we know how much you love opera. So, given that you don't, one day you're gonna learn to love this. Okay. Now, you didn't put that one in, so I'm gonna do the. And can it be? If you put that in, you have to put that in. We'll probably do that a bit later on. Okay, you have to put that in. I can do it from the book. All right. So I'm gonna do this one for Lynn. Is it Arnie or Lynn Bird? This one. What have you got down there, Lynn Arnie?
I don't know which one you're going to do,
Lynn
Tony.
Arnie.
Oh yes, this was Lynn Arnie. She's been listening, as many of you have, to the Christmas album all week, and she asked particularly for this one.
The streets are full of people hurrying along, buying things and making plans. It's such a busy season, it's such a busy time. It's easy to forget how it began. You've chosen all the presents, written all the cards, hung the lights around the Christmas tree. But with all the celebrating, it's easy to lose sight of the star that's shining there for you and me. To give love is the greatest gift of all. To give hope is the reason and the rhyme. To give joy and peace is the wonder of it all. To your heart in heaven, though your feet are on the earth, and hear the greatest story ever told. It's all about a baby from a cradle to a cross. It's the story of the Savior of the world. To give love is the greatest gift of all. To give hope is the reason and the rhyme. To give joy and peace is the wonder of it all. To give love is the Christ in Christmas time. Unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, Prince of Peace. To give love is the greatest gift of all. To give hope is the reason and the rhyme. To give joy and peace is the wonder of it all. To give love is the Christ in Christmas time. And that you can also see on YouTube.
Yes,
The
and I
lovely
was just
video that my
thinking
son has
actually, I was just thinking that what I will do is I will release the Christ in Christmas Time video that our son did for
That'll go
that.
to Facebook again.
A lot of you haven't heard that one before, but it's a lovely Paul Field song and Jonathan's Christmas album.
And
Next.
I think we're literally getting through them now. I'm going to do bits of both. The Lord's My Shepherd and Oceans. One for... Who wanted this one? The Lord's My Shepherd?
The Lord's My Shepherd was suggested by Karen, but also Carolyn Varco. You asked for something to be dedicated to everyone who's dealing with medical issues, going into hospital, that kind of thing. So thank you for that. And for all of us who are being affected by that, then we hear this one, The Lord's My Shepherd. Got it?
The Lord's my shepherd, I'll not want. He makes me lie in pastures green. He leads me by the still waters. His goodness restores my soul, and I will trust in you.
I will trust in you.
Yes, I will trust in you.
I will trust in you.
For your endless mercy follows me. Your goodness will lead me home. And though I walk the darkest path, I will not fear the evil one. For you are with me, and your rod and staff are the comfort I need to know. Sing it with me. And I will trust,
I will trust, I will trust in you.
and I will trust
I will
in you
trust, I will
alone.
trust
Call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail. There I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep. My faith was strong, and I will call upon your name. Keep my eyes above the waves when oceans rise. My soul will rest in your embrace, for I am yours, and you are mine. Your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. Where feet may fail and fear surrounds me, you've never failed, and you won't stop now. I will call upon your name. Keep my eyes above the waves when oceans rise. My soul will rest in your embrace, for I am yours, and you are mine.
Margaret, you asked for that one, and that's for Tina, who lost her husband to cancer. And also, I just want to mention Jane Jones, your niece. Tragically, she lost her husband very suddenly last week, and she only lost her son, who was 36, back in July. So
These are
terribly difficult, horrible journeys that people are on. So we just hope there's a bit of comfort comes from the songs, and that you have a sense of being cared for.
Yeah, and I think that's what we are here for. We're as a community, we are here for. We say it every week. I will keep repeating myself. This is time 37, I think. 36. Is it 36?
35?
It's 35. We'll have done 39 by Christmas thing. So I think whatever it is, 36. We say it each time. This is a community of people with faith and no faith.
And you're all loved.
With little faith, with some faith of whatever. You are all welcome to come and join us at the table. All right. Now that may be difficult for some people to grasp. This is not a church, okay? Absolutely make this quite clear. This is not a church. We sing Christian songs. We do things that sometimes are done at church, but it is not a church. I'm not setting myself up as some kind of church leader. I don't want that, okay? Because I'll have to kill you all. And
starting with his wife.
I don't know. Honestly, I sometimes wonder how vicars do it and ministers do it, pastors do it. They do it with great grace, and they know they've been called. And so to be called, we've been called to do this. And what we've been called to do is be a community of people, human beings, where we sing songs, we dedicate songs to people, we show concern and love, and we'll be talking to Adrian very soon. I'm going to sing one song, and then I'm going to talk to Adrian. So Adrian, stand by. This one from the album... the Lockdown Sessions Volume 1, which is coming out this week. Did I mention that? Sue's getting it delivered on Tuesday. John Greenwood, if you're out there right now, probably gone to bed, but if you're there...
It's still there, I think.
On John Greenwood, I say to you, your album will be with you. I hope you, by the way, do you like the smart shaved look?
They do. They think you're looking very dapper.
I am. It's what happens when you start getting really ill. You start to look dapper. So when you go into hospital, they'll go, oh, you look really well.
Well.
Why are you here? You know. The falling leaves drift by my window. The falling leaves are red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, you. When autumn leaves start to fall, winter song, but I miss you most of all, my darling, you. When autumn leaves start to fall. On the album, it's probably if I have to. Oh, I don't, it's
No,
difficult
you can't
to
say
state
it
as
'cause
favourite. It's one of my favourite songs,
Yes,
and we
but then-
recorded when we recorded the album. We recorded them all pretty much as first or second takes. That was
apart
what we
from
did.
mine.
Apart from yours, we were there for 4 days, and but eventually we got it, and we've patched it together, literally note by note. But now it sounds like she's a goddess, and the star is born. Okay, that's what I'm going to say to you. That when you hear this, you will hear a goddess on CD, and you'll all go, Jonathan,
She doesn't
who?
sound like that on Sunday
Jonathan,
nights.
who? Right? And so she will have them as soon as the vaccination. In fact, the word's on the street, she's going to be the first one to get the vaccination to get the world tour started. So they're going to be there, going to vaccinate her, and she's off. I won't see her again. I'll be having a dialysis every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I hope, and she'll be off in Inverness and everywhere else. And she'll come back and she'll say, yeah, I'm having a really great life. How are you doing? All right. All right. Now, that album available big time.
They know. You're going to ring Adrian now?
I'm going to ring Adrian now, and I'd like to do one version that is wonderful is All That Matters, and that we've done. Si Slater has just written and said, "Oh, thank you so much. You're right. I love Holy Night, especially the Mariah Carey version."
He knows how to wound a
Sorry,
man.
are you deliberately trying to wind me up?
It's all right, darling. I'll fix the counselling next week. All right.
Especially the Mariah Carey version. Right. Have you got anything I can just take? What? Mariah Carey? Thanks for that,
Shocking.
Simon. Now, I'm just gonna phone a friend. Phone a friend now because we have got some exciting news, and I'm just gonna so here we go. I have to put it into the there we go. Stand by your phone, Adrian, and we are phoning now. Right, there we are.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello, Ada. How are you?
All right, thank you. I like the way that you think.
I'm a bit trapped here, Adrian, with my.
Are you?
Okay. Now I'm.
I'll just.
Well, there we go.
I was just.
Hello, Adrian. How are you?
Hello, I'm all right, Jonathan. I was just wondering how you think a world tour is Inverness.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, people in
That
Inverness.
is it.
People in Inverness think it's part of the world, so you know. I think it's literally Inverness and every town surrounding Inverness. That's the world tour.
Yeah.
You can talk, Mr. Isle of Wight. What did they?
I know.
What is it? What, Mr. Tier 1?
We're Tier 1.
Tier 1.
Am I allowed to talk to you? That's what I want to know.
Well, I don't
Tier
know.
2.
Is there cross-infection going on here? I don't know. I'm just... so I think you had about 7 people in total that were infected, didn't you?
Yeah, we knew them all. Knew them all, Jonathan. Knew them by name.
So what's
I just love the way the government decided at last that the Isle of Wight is an island.
Yeah, what was that about? What did they say?
Well, they decided to announce the Isle of Wight is definitely an island. So I guess we all now know what the ferries are for.
Well, and we thank who announced that? Was that the genius Dominic Raab or somebody like that?
Well, I think it was, but it was Bob Seeley, our MP, that promoted it because we're all so good and well behaved, as you know, on your visits here.
Yeah, well, we spend most of our free time on the Isle of Wight, so it's it's a pretty special place as far as we're concerned, and you know, we've been there for since we got married, really, actually, and in fact we had our honeymoon there, as you know. And everybody else was going to the Mauritius, and we could only afford. We looked across, saw the Isle of Wight, and said, "Look, let's go across there." And we've been there, I think, pretty much ever since for the 38 years of our marriage. So, and now, you know, with your kindness and generosity, we often go to Ventnor, and you put on the show. I'm just trying to give people a background because a lot of people don't know who you are. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Adrian, because those who didn't listen before, your name is Adrian Pinnock. Tell us about yourself.
Well, Adrian Pinnock, I live in Ventnor with my lovely, long-suffering wife, Nicola. I guess background is I've always been in retail and retail operations, and started as a boy working in Romford, and worked with Debenhams and worked my way up in various places to operations, and worked for Debenhams as an regional operations director, and then got made redundant in 2002, went to work for Orders, and then in 2005 went to work over in Eastern Europe, in Prague and Slovakia, working for Tesco. And I guess some of the things, Jonathan, is you learn about how things work, and many people say they go into businesses, and they're a bit like Mary Portas. They want to throw their arms around and say how things can be done.
Yes.
And I'd sort of adapted the view that the engine room of how something works is probably some of the most important, as well as the captain on the bridge. And I think where you and I have really come together is that understanding of how things work, not necessarily pushing your car down a hill, but learning
Although
how.
you did. In fact,
Although we did.
Pushed it up a hill, didn't you?
Yeah, we pushed it up a hill, yes, and caused the biggest hold-up the Ventnor had ever seen for years.
It was slightly embarrassing, wasn't it? It wasn't one of those great embarrassing moments. The only rush hour at 9:30 at night I've ever seen in Ventnor. Anyway.
It was wonderful. And then, so various things, and I do a lot now with our local church here. We obviously are locked down like majority of people, but saw it as an opportunity to extend the perimeters or the parameters of the church. And we, like a lot of churches, have developed a podcast and broadcast that wider. And we had a wonderful message from a lady who said, "I've become a podcast Christian." And, you know, I think what we've seen and where we see on the JV community is faith suddenly becomes so stretching and so challenging and so wide. And that song you played a little while back, "To Give Love is the Greatest Gift of All," sort of sums up where we are and how we started on this incredible journey of the You've Got a Friend Trust.
Yeah. Now, this is very exciting for people because they've been waiting. And when we finally found with various people's assistants, with accountants and legal people advising us, we've gone for a particular type of trust. Can you tell us what that type of trust is?
Yeah, we've gone for a small charities constitution. We've had an incredible journey. I think we realise the journey is just starting. We've got some wonderful trustees in Deborah Pepper and Corinne Matthews and Jonathan Stevens.
Can we put them? We're going to put them up on the screen now, if you don't mind.
And
we're going to
no,
see
not at all.
Let's see various people. So I want people to know straight away, Adrian, that these are people that I trust with my life. All four of them, actually, all four of you. You as the chairperson of this and the person out front doing the talking. The other three are hopefully listening tonight. And Sue, can you just read out each one as they come up?
So we've heard about Adrian, the first of the likely people there. And then the next one along is the Reverend Colin Matthews, that someone we've known for many, many years. He's the vicar of Burpham Church, or he was vicar in Burpham Church in North Guildford until 2012, when he retired, supposedly, and moved to Wannish. He's now part of Wannish and Blackheath Church, married to Jean with 2 lovely grown-up children, born in London, married into a family of 4 generations of Spurs supporters, but you can't have it all, can you, I suppose? Then the next one along is lovely Deborah. Deborah's, let's say, I live in Guildford with my husband Sandy, and we've been friends with JV and Sue for many, many years. Our son Nick and their son Simon have known each other since they were at infant school together and are still good mates. Currently, Deborah works for the Guildford Diocese of Education team and serves as a church warden and a school governor. She's also a past trustee of YMCA Downslink Group and Guildford Citizens Advice Bureau. She says it's a real privilege to be part of You've Got a Friend and support the great work of the JV community in caring and sharing during these extraordinary days.
Fantastic.
Lovely. And last but not least, Jonathan at the end there, Jonathan Stevens, has been someone that we've known through St Saviour's Church in Guildford. He's been there for 33 years, lives in Guildford with his lovely wife Amanda. He's triply qualified. He's an English solicitor, an IRA solicitor, and a New York attorney. He's 38 years in law, both as a partner and general counsel. He's now a judge, works in a judicial role, and as a coroner sitting in London. And he's a visiting lecturer at a business school in France and a director of a cider company. And I'll tell you, we knew very little of that. He's just a good friend.
He's a good friend.
He's a good friend.
But all these people, I mean, Adrian, with your qualifications, all these qualifications that people have got to do this job, they are upright, good people. There are so many people, friends that we could have picked. There's so many people that I thought, oh, maybe I should have picked them. But actually, it's good. A lot of people have, so Colin has retired, you've retired, and he hasn't, Jonathan hasn't retired, he's semi-retired from his job, but he's now working as a judge. And Deborah's still working for the diocese. Colin also undersold himself, as he always does. Colin Matthews was also on the Guildford Guildford Diocesan Board. I think they correct me, may not have been Guildford. It was the Board of Education, and he was chairman of very, very many very influential committees that were local pressure groups that worked for the benefit of people.
So there's a lot of experience in amongst these 4 trustees, which is exactly what we wanted.
Yes.
We wanted it to be people who knew what they were doing and would get the job done, really.
Just to say, we're going to sing a song, but Adrian, coming back to you now, it was difficult, wasn't it, setting this up? We thought it was just a matter of when you and I talked months ago. You remember that conversation?
I really do remember that conversation. It seemed like a good idea at the time, didn't it? And neither of us had anything to drink, Jonathan.
No, not a drop.
Not a drop. And it was simple when we said, let's give some money away to people who need it, or let's understand a need and then try and help.
Yes.
And I wish it was as simple as that. We tried all areas of charity applications and just came up against brick walls, and we got very frustrated. We spent a lot of time, which we're not worried about. Then we prayed and came up with a wonderful lady from the Isle of Wight, actually called Philippa Daly from the Community Action Isle of Wight, yes, who pointed us towards keep it simple. There is something called the Small Charities Constitution, right, which she directed us to, and that's where we are at the moment. We have, as trustees, we've signed this constitution, and everyone can see it online, not our constitution, but they can see the constitution online. It's a very simple thing. And depending on how this grows, we may find ourselves registering as a charity, yes, because we want to be transparent. We want everyone to know what we're doing. There is no secrets about what we're doing. It's important to ourselves, and it's important to the community that we are transparent without giving people's names. We have signed up to the Information Commission's Office, the ICO, to fulfill the requirements under GDPR because we have to and we want to. So we would never divulge anybody's personal details. But in terms of transparency of the trust, we want everyone to know, because we were very concerned, all of us, about I know you want to move on from it, but the email you had a while back about the coercion. Yes. And it's very simple. If you can't give, you don't give. But maybe we can help you. We looked up the word coercion, no pressure. It means intimidation, bullying, oppression, and compulsion. And we want to change that with the word love, all of those. And I just want to be very clear. So I know both of you, and I've spoken to both of you about this. This is not coercion to give to this trust by any shape or form. I feel so passionately about it, and the trustees are passionate about that, and we know that you both are as well.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, and it's really important from our point of view. This is a very big venture. There's no way 36 weeks ago that we would have thought that today we'd be launching something which is going to be a practical help to people out there. Look, we're going to sing a song and then we can come into some detail about this.
And I wonder what song it might be.
I wonder what song it could be now. If you join in, Adrian, okay, if you feel the urge to join in, okay.
It's all right, going to switch him off, it's all right.
Resist the urge. Okay. Okay, here we go. I think you know this.
But you can all join in.
And then you'll hear the new version come Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as we post it out to you on Tuesday. When you're down and trouble, and you need some love and care, and nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. Sing it with me. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you've got to do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend. If the sky above you grows dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind begins to blow, keep your head together now, and call my name out loud, and soon I'll be knocking at your door. Come on, sing with me now. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend, oh darling. You've got a friend, sweet darling. You've got a friend, oh my sweet darling. You've got a friend. Last time, oh yeah, darling. You've got a friend. One more time. Come on, Adrian, sing it. You've got a friend. Okay, last time, absolutely. You've got a friend. And the person, could you unmute, please?
I have.
Thank you very much. Now, Adrian, the person who named this, and I hope she's listening tonight, who we had a beautiful guest on here earlier in the year, Sue Rinaldi, and she'll be back with us, I suspect, in the new year, by popular demand. And she said, why don't you call it? She advised us first of all. She said, why don't you call it You've Got a Friend Trust? And I think it's really got a good ring about it, hasn't it?
It's a great name. It really is a great name, and it works whichever way you look at it. It really does. I think it's shorter than the one we wanted, which was something like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, wasn't it? I think, John.
Some incredibly long, unmemorable name, wasn't it? It was. So well done. Thank you, Sue Rinaldi, who's going to be doing some work for us actually on this latest album, on the lockdown sessions. Can you tell us just a little bit, please, Adrian? Because people are going to want details of how to, and what it's for. How they tell people that they think yes, somebody could do with a hand, or just a little help in hand. What kind of help are we looking for? Those kind of questions. These are things that
yeah, I mean, I think to answer the one of those questions, we wanted to come up with a goal or an aim. And the goal is very clear. It's the relief of those in need by reason of youth, age, ill health, disability, financial hardship, or other disadvantages in particular, but not exclusively, by making small grants of money for providing or paying for items, services, or facilities. And we wanted to be all encompassing and be very clear. This is not about whether you have a faith or no faith. This is about everybody. And obviously, initially, it's within the JV community, but we don't want it to be exclusive to that.
So that, I mean, that was my vision, is that people, so if people see something that they see somebody, a neighbour, somebody who could do with some real help, somebody who's got some real hardship that they need help.
Yeah.
Then we're not going to we cannot bankroll people. We're not paying your mortgage. That's not going to happen.
No, and we were very concerned about that, to manage everybody's expectations. You know, do you give, let's use an example, do you give one person £500 or do you give lots of people £25 or £50, you know? And, you know, we may not be able to help everybody, and it depends on funds. And you've had some amazing people on here. You had Colin from Christians Against Poverty the other day.
Brilliant. One of the best interviews I've done.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, that is, we can direct people towards these. And Colin, he made it very clear that one of the first steps is to talk. And I think also this, the trustees, we're not just about let's get application forms and let's process them. We want also to, I don't think we're professional enough to be able to offer the help, but I think we're professional enough to be able to direct people towards the help. Yeah. And I guess, you know, in this, we're asking the JV community on this. We would never, as I said earlier, give anybody's details without asking anybody's permission. But I'm sure we may be able to direct them towards where help will be needed. I don't think we can pay somebody's rent, Jonathan. I don't think we can pay debts, but I'm sure how this is built over this almost a year now, you've been doing this, or 9 months, we've built such a community. And, you know, even looking at the messages coming through tonight, I'm stunned again by the love and compassion, care and fun that's shown by everybody. Yeah. You know, so we wanted to apply for a bank account, and again came up with another wonderful stumbling block, because you spoke to banks and they were saying, sorry, we're not dealing with charities at the moment, and some charities have been turned away from the banks. So we made an application through CAF, which is the Charities Aid Foundation. But in speaking to them, they said it could be a while because they're inundated with applications for this. Because the banks are shutting down. Yeah. Correct. And as you pointed out week after week, the need is growing and going to grow and going to get bigger. Yeah, tsunami is coming. So definitely. It is. So being very transparent to everybody here, Jonathan has very kindly given a dormant bank account to John. Yeah, sorry, I need to make it clear. In fact, it's worth making clear at this stage, Jonathan and Sue are not involved in this whatsoever, other than they've been catalysts in helping in getting it going. But Jonathan and Sue are not involved in any trustees meetings at all. We want to make this clear, so we cannot influence the trustees. The trustees will make the decisions. That's what we've decided to do. That's what I divested that side of this. We've been giving sums of money. Every 25% we give that to food banks, to this, to that, and the other, and to individuals. And those people who've got money from us know exactly what that is. And so what we wanted was a more targeted approach than just a scattergun approach, which is what we do. Now, we will continue to give money, but this trust will, in effect, we're trying to channel more of that through You've Got a Friend, to make sure that people who really need it get it, and rather than just the people we notice. Okay, that's correct. Yeah, that's 100% correct. And you know, the bank account that Jonathan Stevens has allowed us to, very kindly allowed us to use, it's empty, all but 69 pence in it, and he said he would give that 69 pence to the charity as a start, which is great news. That's great. Thank you, Jonathan Stevens, for that 69 pence. Just to say, we are adding to that tonight,
we can say definitely tonight, one very kind person has donated last week £500, and just as soon as we got the account number. We also have that we've been collecting week by week and month by month. We've got £1,000 to put now into that account, right? So we have a starting account of £1,500.
Wow.
Is it gonna sit there, Adrian, and just fester and gain a little 0.01% interest?
No, not at all.
What's your plan?
There's no intention of that, Jonathan. I mean, I just need to just talk about that bank account for one more second there, that we will change that bank account into You've Got a Friend bank account at some stage when the application gets approved. And the reason why is, one, we don't want it in a private name, and secondly, so that we can claim gift aid on that.
Yes.
And that's why. Anyway, I guess the important thing is, how do you get to let us know there is a friend in need? Yeah. And I think up on the screen, you've got the email address, gotafriend2020@gmail.com. And that email it comes through to me. It doesn't go to anyone else. The emails are kept safe and secure. And if anybody would like an application form or more details, then send an email to gotafriend2020@gmail.com. And the full details we will send out to those that contact us. We felt the person that is applying would need a sponsor as well, and that they agreed to be contacted. And all those details are in there. I don't think we need to go into so much depth here, because we would be on for another hour and a half, I think, and that's not fair.
I think people need to know where they can give and where, if they need to find, if they have needs, or they have a friend who has a need, then they can make application. This is not, and I just going to stress, this is not some kind of Lady Bountiful type of, poorhouse type thing. You will not be humiliated. You will not be.
No.
You will be treated fairly and correctly by these wonderful people, all four of whom I trust with my own life, and I would say that genuinely. And sometimes I've had to, so I know that. All right. So just trust me when I say they are good people and they will treat you well. Go on.
And Jonathan,
final thing.
And also I want to say that the email address is the same if somebody wants to give, because this isn't. We can only support those with the funds that we have. Yes. And again, this is not coercion. It's not pressure. It's about love for each other on here that we built up over the 30-something weeks. If somebody contacts me with the same email address, I will give them how they can donate and how the account numbers. I don't know whether you're putting that up on the screen tonight. Okay, I think that's sensible. But contact me direct, and I will send those details out of how you can give. And that's where we are. And
brilliant. Do you know what?
We are so excited.
Yeah, yes. We thank you for the work all four of you have put in to get to this point.
Thank you.
And particularly to you, Adrian, who's just put himself out there so much. And thank you. Thank you for being the representative, for being the chair of this. And we look forward to regular updates and how it's going and all that kind of stuff.
Exciting times. And
I know that's the wonderful thing. It's all accountable.
Thank you.
Well, look, I just say to you in tier 1, get away from me. Okay,
We'll join you as soon as we can.
We will, because it's okay, because there's going to be an announcement. Our esteemed leader has now backed down from what he said he was going to do, and so there's now going to be another announcement.
That's good.
So that's
hopefully.
Just make sure the battery's charged up in the car, Jonathan, if you wouldn't mind this time. It'd be great if you would. That'd be wonderful.
All right.
And the other thing is, and I know just one more thing. I shouldn't speak on behalf of the whole community, but I know so many of you, those that believe in prayer are praying, those that believe in love and great thoughts are giving those to you both for this new journey you're both on. We all love you, and praying for you both, Jonathan and Sue, and your family.
Thank you.
Just,
Thank you, Adrian.
Yeah.
Thank
You're a
you.
blessed.
Thank
Like
you.
so many, it's such a blessing to us.
We are blessed
We
indeed.
are blessed indeed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now get off the phone and go back to your tier one. I'll speak to you soon.
Bye
mate.
for now.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye. What a great bloke. And basically, we've got so many good people out there doing this. Can we try it?
What are you going to do, darling?
Oh Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the works thy hand hath made, I see the stars, I hear the mighty thunder, thy path throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. I was going to do the whole thing, but I thought actually I've got so much to do.
Liz, thank you for suggesting that, Liz Scott.
This got now. What I hadn't got is, and
What do you want?
what I want is the hymns.
The Hymns Project 1. Have you not got it there?
Have I got it there? No, I've got in Project 2. We got a 1 there. Thank you. And I'll do the one that was requested.
For your parents?
No. I think it was And Can It Be? David Clegg, Erica Clegg.
Yes.
Now, and it just occurs to me, you see, one of the things is that we do these old ones, and you do the new. I did Oceans. Now, I recorded Oceans, and I saw an article about the other day about a church that people that were refusing to sing any music by Bethel, or refusing to sing any music by this, or refusing to do anything by that because they didn't like them. And started, and I thought, actually, I examined the words of it, and because they voted Trump or whatever it is, and you just think, actually, if the song's good, I'm going to do it the same way I would do any other song. So that's why I sing a song like Oceans. There are some really moving words in these, and when you take them away from often the setting in which which you find them online, and you sing them, they can be great songs and very moving songs. And some people don't like this one, but and can it be? No, that's and can it be that I should gain an interest in Saviour's blood? Died he for me who caused his pain, for me who him to death pursued? Amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, should die for me? Amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, should die for me? He left his Father's throne above, so free, so infinite his grace, emptied himself of all but love, and bled for Adam's helpless race. 'Tis mercy all immense and free, for oh my God, it found out me. 'Tis mercy all immense and free, for oh my God, it found out me. Nor condemnation
song.
Now,
Too strong.
bless you, this short. Go on.
That was David Clegg asked for that. Now, along thinking about David Clegg, David Clegg's wife, Erica, I'm trying to get these in the picture, has made these wonderful little bookmarks. And she has said that if you would like to give a donation to You've Got a Friend Fund, then she is happy to send them out to you. So please do donate whatever you can, and you will get some of these little beautiful little bookmarks that she's worked on. So
literally
please,
tiniest as donations. Remember that a lot of people giving a little amount
goes a long way.
Goes a long way. That's that we have tested this year. And this one is for Dan Bellamy. Dan, bless you, my darling boy. You always say we're his Christian parents. And this song is an old song that goes back to Billy Graham days. Didn't you know this one?
Yeah, you're feeling low at the moment, Dan, but
assurance.
for you.
Jesus is mine. What a foretaste of glory divine, heir of salvation, purchase of blood, born of his spirit, washed in his blood. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior. Sung that since around about 1924.
But reminiscent of George Beverly Shea belting it out at the
also,
Billy Graham.
We haven't got time.
No.
Because normally I would do that. But that was for my parents, who I think I was singing that in the loo. When I went to the loo, went to see them yesterday, see how they were. And I was singing that one. I don't know why I was singing it, actually, strangely enough.
Before Dan had asked for it.
Before Dan asked it. So that is all for my parents in Reading. Jonathan and Elaine Vera sitting there watching me on a Monday. And I don't think we've got the time.
No.
Just the... Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know who holds the future, and life is worth living just because he lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lives. That's Marula and family. who have gone through some pretty tricky
particularly
times.
her daughter Hannah, who's had a really tough time, and thanks to Becky, who's been a fantastic support.
So, talk to us before we sing our final couple of songs.
Yeah, I've got quite a few notices.
Go on then.
So let's go for
From
the
beginning.
let's go for the. No, what should we go? Should we go for Zoe's postcard? Let's talk about Zoe
Yes,
first of all. Wonderful, beautiful Zoe last week. Really challenged us, inspired us, and so on. A number of people have asked if they can send her something, just write her a note, whatever. Sorry, we've been a bit sidetracked this week, but John and Liz are her proud grandparents, and they would be very happy to take in whatever you send and just pass it on to her. So if you wish to send something to Zoe, you don't have to, but if you are inspired and you would like to send a card or something like that, then it is care of John and Liz Bathgate, 69A Ardrossan Road, Sea Mill, West Kilbride, and that's KA23 9NF. And if you want to have it at another stage, then you can write to us and we can send it. But if that was something you wanted to do, then that's great. Thank you.
Just leave it on the screen just for a moment.
And be ready to go to the tech support notice, if you would, because that's the new thing that's come up. Apparently our lovely tech crew, wonderful ladies that they are, have increasingly, Rachel and Claire, been increasingly receiving messages for technical support via their personal pages, and they are very happy to help. But look no further and submit a ticket to their official form, and they will do their best to get back to you. So just contact them. And I'm trying to think, how does it say you can do it? Anyway. They will send something out. You can click on it. You can send a message. But yes, our wonderful tech people, they're very happy to pass things out. So that would be great. And I've got another message coming in. Okay. It'll be a link in the Facebook group. Is that right? Is that what you're saying? Excellent. Yes. Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Chance to talk about the Facebook group.
Yes. Facebook group. Yes, for those of you who are part of it, you'll know what fun it is and how relaxing it is, and how some people are helped by people praying for them, encouraging them. Some people are enjoying just chatting whatever time they get up in the morning. Lovely David Goodwin has set up the Early Risers group so that when you wake up really early in the morning, there are people talking already. And so that you can sort of just join in with that, which is fantastic.
Just to make sure that we're clear, there are rules. There are rules that you have to follow. Mm-hmm. So this is not a place for the political debate. You want to do that, as when I put my political statements, it's on your private page. On this, it is not a place for debate or like that. It's for encouragements, for funnies, for just light-hearted things, keeping the place encouraged, okay? Yeah. Rather than big debates about things that you will notice I've come in on certain ones and I've cut them short, because that's not where that place is.
So if someone wants to come into the group, they have to accept the group rules. So if you're going to think about inviting friends, then they have to accept the group rules before we can accept them in. It's just a sort of standard thing, really. But it's keeping the group healthy and strong, which is great. And so I know a lot of people have found it wonderful. Peter Day's jokes, they leave a bit to be desired, but they make some people laugh.
I love Peter Day's jokes. Shut up. Well done, Peter. I think you're one of the stalwarts of the community. John Dick's jokes, on the other hand, John, work harder.
Right, let's move on, please. Thank you, Rachel, to the Christmas ad. And yes, wonderful idea that we're going to have on the 20th of December. We are going to have Christmas here with JV, Sons, and the manager. And we are going to be having a wonderful time. So it's going to be an hour's service and formal service. So we'll have readings, we will have carols, and we will have a little message as well, and some prayers. So if you'd like to join us for this, that would be great. And then afterwards,
an
then will be an hour of songs and fun and laughter and yes, just general. Yes, Christmas fun, really. So that's fantastic. As we said, the lockdown sessions is coming out this week. Can't wait. And so you will receive your lockdown sessions if you've ordered it. Please be patient. And if by next weekend you've not received it, then, perhaps and next week you've not received it, just contact me, because it is quite possible that with all that's going on, I've made an error. So, but give me a bit of time to get it right.
But there are hundreds of parcels now in this house.
I have so many parcels that I've got to send out. But
we want your orders. We would love your orders for Christmas.
So if you want to pre-order, then do. If you would like to go to the website and order some Christmas CDs, then that would be wonderful. If you would like to order anything. Right, so what have we got? We've got books. Jonathan's books. If you haven't already read them, they are hysterically funny. And, Jonathan, as you can see, just in one evening, he's managed to knock the mug into the piano, and he's managed to hook up a Christmas decoration onto his banjo.
Intentional.
That is not intentional.
That was intentional. That was it.
He's
banjo
chaos. He's chaos on legs. So if you want to have a good laugh, read the books, because there are too many stories for us to go into.
Wait till they put a line in me.
That's going to be so funny. Someone did actually say to me the other day, I think it's a really good idea, perhaps we should start praying for the people that are having dialysis at the same time as you.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. They'll all either go mad or they'll ask for it to be transferred.
Yes, that's right. The Christmas CD is marvellous, and
it really is.
As people have been saying, it's the best and only Christmas CD that you need to have. Lovely, You Raise Me Up. Jonathan tonight sang The Lord's My Shepherd from that, and How Great Thou Art. It's a sort of iconic one of Jonathan's CDs, really. It's a really inspirational album. For those of you looking for a really fantastic gift for people, this is the Live in London, which is both a CD and a DVD. Oh my word, for £8. That's absolutely incredible value for a Christmas present, because that's what everything is.
Boys.
From the shop, everything is £8. £10 for the Hymns Project, too, because that's a new CD. The lockdown CD is still £12 because we're still covering costs and so on. However, I haven't finished yet, darling.
I'm just playing.
So, if you buy 3 items, then we will give you a free gift. And people are being very grateful for that free gift. So, have a look on the site, have a little chat about it, have a think about it, and hopefully order your Christmas presents, all Christmas presents in one go. If you would still like to give to us, that is marvellous and wonderful. John, you asked earlier, will we still give 25% to the You've Got a Friend Fund? The answer is generally yes, we will. So if you give us anything, we give away 25%.
Whatever you give us.
It's
very clear. Whatever you give us, in any cash terms, in anything, we give away. We've been giving away 25%, often more than that, when the need is there. So sometimes we'll give to that fund, and sometimes we'll give to other charities or individuals. We won't always give to the fund. If that fund is bubbling along and people are being generous and they can afford, then they can. And
if we're perhaps supporting another charity one week, then we will be supporting that charity. If you would like to give to us and you're not comfortable about using that PayPal address, paypal.me/Jonathan Vera, then you can just write to me on sue@jonathanvera.com, and I will give you all the details. Now, as we have said nearly every week, if you are unable to either buy anything or give anything, please don't. We understand that for some of you this is very difficult, and we are serious. Please don't.
In fact, can I just add a little appendage to that? If you cannot afford and you'd like a CD, you cannot afford one, we will send one out to you as a free gift. All right, I'm going to do that.
Okay, that's fine.
Don't take the mick, obviously.
Which we had once.
We did, didn't we?
Yes.
But we genuinely mean that. It's not humiliating. Just ask for a CD to say I can't afford it. That's all you have to say, and Sue will pop it in the post to you, and you'll have a book or a CD. We'd rather you have it than get blessed and sit there on your own and listen to the music and read the books. It's more important. That's more important. Money we're being provided for, so just that's what we're going to do. Okay. I've stopped. That's excellent. So we're slightly later this night because there were so many things to do, and we're going to sing the song that's going to bring international fame and fortune to Sue.
It's been a long time coming, guys. I'm
only 63, and she's just on her world tour. Her world tour of Balham and literally.
And Inverness, apparently.
Inverness and Streatham.
I could be big in Inverness, couldn't I?
Here he goes. Go peaceful in in gentleness through the violence of these days. Give freely, show tenderness in all your ways. Take it away, sir.
Through darkness, in troubled times, let holiness be your aim. Seek wisdom, let faithfulness burn like a flame.
Absolutely brilliant. Godspeed you.
God lead you and keep you wrapped around his heart. May you be known
By love.
Be righteous, speak truthfully in a world of greed and lies. Show kindness, see everyone through heaven's eyes.
God hold you,
Enfold you and keep you wrapped around his heart. May you be known.
by love. I forgot also to say, tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock on BBC Radio Sussex and
They won't
Surrey,
hear it.
you can tune in via DAB radio
I thought it was in the
online,
evening.
right? You can hear the competition for the Local Hero Awards, and remember this has been nominated we've been finalists, and we'll find out whether we have won it, whether the community have won it. And if we have won it, it is, and this is not one of those Oscar moments, and we go, and I'd like to thank
everyone.
No, this truly is about everybody. This is the community, okay, that has won it. So if we have won it, then fantastic. That'll be a great thing that we can plaster across the thing. Winner of.
Rachel's pointing out, saying go on the BBC Sounds app on your mobile devices and search for Radio Surrey.
Say it
and
one
that's
more
where
time.
it'll be. So that's the BBC Sounds app on mobile devices.
Radio
and
Sussex
you can
and
search
Surrey.
for Radio Surrey or Radio Sussex. Now, I think that you will be able to pick it up at 8 o'clock in the evening. I think that your possible phone call at 3, if you've won,
Yes.
is just a recording of it. I don't think it's the actual.
But it's quite.
But I could be wrong.
It's quite a big thing, and we thank Louise Day for putting us out there. And so before we go now, what we always do, we always sing this. It's from the Bible. Those of you who want to know, from Numbers chapter 6, and it's known as the Aaronic blessing. In the Anglican Church, only those who are priested can actually say it. And those of us who are nonconformists at heart, I wrote this song so that we could sing it to each other. And so we sing it together. The Lord bless you and keep you. The his face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you and give you his peace and give you his peace. My mother loves this. She sings it around the house. This is for you, Mum. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord turn his face toward you. The Lord bless you and keep you and be gracious to you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord turn his face toward you. The Lord bless you and keep you and be gracious to you and be gracious to you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you and give you his peace and give you his peace. I'll see you on the other side of dialysis.
Thank you, everyone.
you.
Thank you, Rachel and Claire, for going beyond the bounds today. And bless you all for your love and your prayers. And we'll see you soon. Bye.
See ya.